So why are you interested in biomass boilers? Well, fuel cost. We're not here today to debate climate change and whether CO2 is causing it or not, or the rights and wrongs of such things. It's about business, it's about financials, and if there is a financial incentive for you to go down the low carbon energy route, then great. And that's very much what we're focusing on today, the financial aspect and the practical aspect. So fuel prices, it's a bit of a bumpy ride, dips up and down, but a graph like that should be of no surprise to any of you. Similarly, we have other graphs like this. These are deck projections as to where the gas price may go under various scenarios in the future. The only one that's positive in a twisted way is this one, and that's effectively continued recession, when at this moment gas price is around about getting up towards the 60 pence mark. We're about on track for this line at the moment, but oil is going up rapidly at this very moment in time. So really, energy prices, as much as anything, or energy costs, are driving all of us to look for alternative sources that are cheaper. Added on to that are the UK and the EU's or the world's commitments to reduce CO2 emissions. Now, within the EC's sort of renewable energy directive, it says, alright, we should be sourcing 15% of our energy from renewable sources in the not so distant future. And of that 15%, a third of it's heat, and a half of that slice is biomass boilers. So biomass heating is a very big part of the UK's commitment, if you like, or is expected to form a very big part of it, of our commitment towards reducing the country's CO2 emissions, if you like. So that's one of the additional drivers. Just to put it into perspective, that's how much renewable heat we're using or producing in the UK at the moment, and that's where we've got to be within the next 10 years, according to these various targets. So massive growth required. And that's why the renewable heat incentive is coming along. Now, I aren't going to labour on the detail of the renewable heat incentive, but John's going to do that this afternoon. But that is those previous two slides are the policy, the potted policy, if you like, that's driving this forward, and that ultimately could have quite a significant impact on you and your investment in biomass heating. The end result, we believe, and the Carbon Trust believes, which is why Carbon Trust is supporting these events, is that horticultural businesses, or glasshouse horticulture in particular, has got a heat demand pattern, a heat profile, whatever you want to call it, that it's an industry that's got a lot of potential to take up biomass heating systems. So that's why we've particularly got an event focused on that today. So, our objective today, ultimately, is to help you understand biomass heating systems better, and understand the costs and the finances around them, and ultimately the CO2 savings that they'll deliver you. So we're going to look at the equipment side of things, be that sizing it, the different types of boiler and what you need to be thinking about. We're going to be looking at the fuel side of things, the different fuels available, what you ought to be considering whilst potentially entering into a fuel contract, and ultimately, how does it all add up, or at least provide you with the tools and the understanding to work out what it's worth for you as individual businesses. The notes from today will all be available on the Carbon Trust website and on the GrowSave website, which is a HDC energy communications sort of arena, if you like, that we run for HDC. All the presentations will be on there. And actually John has a sort of a simple economics calculator that you'll be able to download from that as well.